Wars are fought for many reasons, some legitimate and some are not. The War of the Stray Dog in 1925 kind of falls into the latter category. It is said that the war started when a Greek soldier chased after his dog that had run across the Bulgarian border. The border was guarded by Bulgarian soldiers, one of which shot and killed the Greek soldier. This led to a small skirmish breaking out, and in the lull of the fighting, a Greek captain and his aide walked into no man's land under a white flag to appeal for calm. Shots rained out and killed both men. The following war ended up with an estimate death toll of nearly 200 people. The idea of a war starting due to a dog baffles me. I mean, I love my dog. Well, most of the time. In reality, the dog was a spark that ignited a long-established tinderbox of international relations. At this point, before we go into the background history of the War of the Stray Dog, I should say there is another story as to why the war started. It was claimed that Bulgarian soldiers violated the Greek borders and attacked the Greek outpost, killing the captain and his aide. Let's quickly go over the background as to why a war, albeit only for a few days, was easily started over a minor border trespass. In 1925, tensions between Greece and Bulgaria were almost at breaking point. The two nations had been rivals in territory disputes for years. Ever since the early 1920s, peasants from both sides trespassed over the border to raid and steal property, often with deadly consequences. The animosity was further exacerbated by the Greek suspicions that Bulgaria was bankrolling the Macedonian independence movement. Back to the incident known as the War of the Stray Dog. After the firefight, Bulgaria expressed its regret at the situation and said it was due to a misunderstanding. Bulgaria proposed the formation of officers from both sides to investigate the incident. The Greek government declined and demanded that within 48 hours an apology for the shootings, prosecution of the soldiers involved, and compensation for the families of the fallen men to the sum of 6 million Greek drachmas. To back up the demands, Greece invaded Bulgaria, leaving pillage and death in their wake. The Bulgarians withdrew in the face of the invaders, preferring evacuation over confrontation. The Greek army at this point weren't best prepared for an invasion. They got bogged down, and this was because the army was still recovering from the defeat in the 1919 to 1922 war with Turkey. Greece sought allies in the Serbians to push home the invasion. Bulgaria also sought assistance from the newly formed League of Nations. By this time, defensive lines had been set up near Petriche to try and repel the Greeks. The League intervened, ordering Greece to cease their invasion, withdraw and pay compensation to Bulgaria. Over 50 Bulgarians died before Greece complied. The order for compensation from the League of Nations to Bulgaria was a paltry £45,000. Pangelos, the Greek strongman military dictator, was humiliated in the eyes of the Greek people by the League's ruling, and was overthrown the following summer by the same military leaders that installed him to power. And that was the War of the Stray Dog. It shows how violence can escalate quickly when countries have a poor international relationship with one another. What do you think would happen if you set off an atomic bomb next to a tank? Well, wonder no more, because in 1953 in the Australian